glasses on. It's a black box. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Hi. How's everybody doing tonight? I got a word. I got to get it out, and I'm going to go mind my business, but I need to give y'all this word. First thing that comes to mind is Christmas. Give or take.
I'll consult your busy notes. Fast.
No, I gotta put this. You too. All right. I said Christmas earlier today. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're about to begin. I'm just giving everybody a little time to get in. I watched your videos where you paid for the woman's groceries, and someone did that for me. Oh, I'm happy they did. Hi. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, I think it's a decent amount so everybody can be on. If you miss it, I'll try to post it later. I'll try to save it. But I love you too. I just want to get this out while it's in me. It was busting out of me when I was at work. So I was like, I can't wait to get home and get the word. So the way I was given the word, God told me to go home, get dressed, and I want you to deliver this word. So when I came home, I couldn't fit any of my clothes. I couldn't fit anything, and I was like, well, God, how do you tell me to get dressed? And I can't fit on these clothes. Like, everything's just busting out. And then I turned to the closet, and it was this ensemble that was given to me by my friend, Vanny. She's from India. And she's given me a bunch of these, and I was like, I can wear this, but it's also beautiful. It also looks like Christmas. It also looks like, you know, a package, like something that's happening. So I started laughing when I saw it, because I was like, okay, God, okay, it correlates with the word that you gave me. Nothing fit but this. And I started laughing because there's about to be something that's about to happen. Someone said it looked like royalty. It's about to go down. So in the month of July, I was asked what would I read about, and I said I want to be in the book of Mark. Matthew, Mark, and Luke all are kind of the same, just from all different perspectives. But Mark, it does something to me. So in the book of Mark, I wanted to go to the very last verse, but I want to take you on a journey, and then I want you to go to that very last verse. So in Mark 5, I want to read a little bit. Yes, my little Bible, Chad. Y'all know my Bible. It is very much used, baby. Very much used. We're going to pick up the pages. So when we go to Mark 5:22, it talks about Jairus. Who knows who Jairus is and whose father he is? Because it's going to set the tone for where we're going. Don't mind my Bible, baby. It's going to get piece by piece. Who knows who Jairus is? Somebody said not sure. Okay, I'm going to educate you in 1 second. I just want to see who knows. I don't know. Okay. Okay. And don't Google. Okay, it's a lot of I don't knows. Okay. Okay. No, I don't need a new Bible. I love this Bible. I got a new one. Okay, it's a lot of I don't knows. Okay, boom. So, Jairus was Talitha Kumi, little girl arise. He was her father. So I'm going to read you guys about what's about to happen. So on the way, who all knows about the woman with the issue of blood? How she bled for most of her life, and she for 12 years exactly, and she snuck through the crowd and she touched the hem of Jesus's garment. Anybody know about that? Okay, everybody's saying they do. Okay. So she actually took a blessing. She got her blessing because her faith made her well, right? But he wasn't on the way to her. Jesus had got met by a man named Jairus. And so when we enter into Mark 5:22, we're going to meet who Jesus was actually on his way to when the woman with the issue of blood touched the hem of Jesus's garment, because he wasn't coming for her. He was on his way to go bless somebody else. So let me introduce you to who it is. So in Mark 5:22, it says, "And behold, one of the rulers of the synagogue came, Jairus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet and begged him earnestly, saying, My little daughter lies to the point of death. Come and lay hands on her, that she may be healed and will live. So Jesus went with him, and a great multitude followed him and thronged him. Now a certain woman with a flow of blood for 12 years had suffered many things from many physicians. She had spent all that time and was not better, but rather grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came to him in the crowd and touched his garment. For she said, If only I may touch the clothes, I may be well. Immediately the fountain of blood dried up, and she felt in her body that the affliction was healed. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that the power had gone out of him, he turned to the crowd and said, Who touched my clothes? But his disciples said to him, You are in a multitude thronging you. You say, Who touched me? And he looked around to see her who had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. And he said to her, Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction. While he was speaking, someone came from the ruler of the synagogue's house, and who said, Your daughter is dead. Why trouble the teacher any further? I want to stop right there at 36. So what we're seeing is Jesus got confronted by Jairus. Jairus was a ruler. Jairus said he saw Jesus. He also saw an opportunity. He saw Jesus. He says, Listen, I know you're the Messiah. I've seen you do miracle signs and wonders. We're hearing about you. We know you do these great things. My daughter is dying. Can you come with me and come save my daughter? Jesus said, okay. He was on his way. People found out he was on his way. They got surrounded by all these people. So now he's trying to make it through the crowd to get to Jairus' house. Well, just as Jairus was seizing the opportunity and heard through the grapevine about Jesus, so did the woman with the issue of blood. She was bleeding for 12 years. She crawled through the crowd and she thought to herself, if only I can touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. She touched the very hem. Don't you know all you got to do is get by God and just touch the hem? All you need is a piece of what God can do for you. All you need is a piece. She touched it. She saw opportunity. She seized it She reached out and got it, and all of a sudden got scared because she instantly dried up. Her problems instantly went away. It instantly went away. Jesus had to stop in his tracks because the faith of her was so great that it drained him instantly. Who got that kind of faith right now? That all you need is a touch from Jesus. All you need is one look from God. All you need is one opportunity from God. All you need is one yes from God. God is saying, I need your faith. See, a lot of times we say we're ready, but we ain't got the faith to go with it. You're going to need faith in this next season. You're going to need faith in this next season. One touch, one belief, one opportunity. Somebody is about to get hit with one. And he wasn't even on his way to save her. He was on his way to save another little girl. But the little girl inside of her was crying, begging for an opportunity, begging to be well. She had waited her whole life for this. She had waited her whole life for this. And all she needed was one touch. That was it. One. He said, you got great faith. You're well. Go in peace. You're healed from your afflictions. How many people's afflictions is afflicting them right now? You got depression knocking at your door. You got poverty knocking at your door. You got cancer knocking at your door. You got all these things knocking at your door. You even got your voices in your head knocking at your door, telling you that you're crazy, telling you that God didn't say this who you was. You got all these things happening. And God is saying, all you got to do is touch me. So you probably saying, Pastor Lindell, well, how can I touch God? He in heaven. How he gonna come down here? How can I touch Jesus? This is 2024. That's back then. Like, yeah, Jesus was walking around with them. Jesus is walking around with you every day. His blood is in your veins every day. He dwells with you every day. You got the living word with you every day. Touch this Bible. Touch it. Touch it and see. Open it up. Download it on your phone. Open it up and see what happens. Touch it and see. Try God and see. How many of y'all picked the Bible up today? This ain't to make fun. This to see who wants to reach out and get their blessing. I challenge you to pick that up before you go to bed. Put it on your phone. And you see when God come in. You see what God come in. Not just a little social media little verse. You sit with God. You sit with him and see one word with him change your life. One word with him will change your life. One yes for him for change your life. God is waiting on you to get in that secret place. You say you waiting on God, and God says, I've been right here. God say, I knock every single day. I've been waiting on you to open the door because I'm a gentleman. But if my child dare enter, I will accept. Let me get back in there. Let me get back in there because I want to give y'all the word that he gave me. I don't want y'all to lack nothing in this. Hold on, because then I'm going to read my notes after I get this now. All right, 36. As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said to the ruler of the synagogue, do not be afraid, only believe. So we left off where Jesus healed the woman with the issue of blood. Now, as he healed her, Jairus got some bad news on the way to his daughter. Someone came up to them and they said, Jairus, your daughter is dead. Stop troubling Jesus. Jesus looked back at Jairus and said, 36, do not be afraid, only believe. I'm going to come back to that. Put a pin in that. Mark 5:36. And John, and Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. Then he came to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and he saw turmoil and those who wept and were wailing aloud. When he came in, he said to them, why make this commotion and weep? The child is not dead, but sleeping. And they ridiculed him. But when he had put all of them outside, he took the father and the mother of the child and those who were with him and those who entered in as the child was lying. Then he took the child by the hand and he said to her, Talitha Kumi, which is translated, little girl, I say to you, arise. Immediately the little girl arose and walked, for she was 12 years of age. And they were overcome with great amazement. But he commanded them strictly that no one should know of it, and that something should be given to her to eat. My subject here is it's time to eat. Now, out of all of this, God highlighted 43. Mark 5:43. After she was arose, after Jesus went in and woke her up from her sleep, he said, give her something to eat. Give her something to eat. I don't know who's been slept on. I don't know what's been pronounced dead in your life. I don't know who's abandoned you. I don't know who's declared you dead. I don't know who is leaving you and acting like you're nothing. I don't know what you're going through. But God is saying it's time to eat. It is time to wake up because the table has been prepared. After everything you've been through, and 2024 is just really getting started. But you can name some foolishness that already took place in 2024. June was laughable. March was really the attack month. April was just the devil putting the icing on the cake. But God is saying in July, it's time to eat. What was once declared dead and people was mocking and laughing. Oh, you had a little dream and you didn't see it come to pass, so people went to laughing. You had a vision and other people didn't see it, and it almost seemed like God wasn't there with you and you almost gave up on it. God is saying, He says, I'm about to make a mockery of everybody that made a mockery of you. Everybody that said that you couldn't do it. Everybody that ghosted you. Everybody that turned their back on you. God is saying, I am about to make it come alive. Baby, it wasn't dead. It was just sleeping. That dream wasn't dead. It was just sleeping. I'm talking about God say the marriage ain't dead. It was just sleeping. The relationship ain't dead. It was just sleeping. God is saying it was just sleeping, baby. It was just sleeping. It was just sleeping. And it's time to get up. It is time to get up. I don't know who slept on you. And I pity all that slept on you. Because God says the silence is about to be loud. Everything that God has been doing in the silence is about to be loud. Jesus said, I had to put them all out. He went in with 3 and he had to let them all get out because they didn't have the faith. He told Jairus, do not be afraid, only believe. I don't know what path you going down. I don't know what look big and scary. But God says do it anyway. God says do it anyway. I'm telling you, it's time to pick it back up again. That dream, that business, that relationship, the kids, you saying they barren. God said your womb will live. I don't know what it is, but God is saying it's time for you to pick it back up again. Baby, it was never dead. I don't care who was out there, baby. They was out there weeping and wailing and planning a funeral. God says while they were planning a funeral, I was planning a resurrection. Don't you know God get ready to come and resurrect some things in your life? Don't you know God get ready to come resurrect some things in your life? Let them all laugh. Let them all think you crazy. Let them all laugh. Yeah, all right. You know, I got this big event coming up in Texas, and I ain't never been to Texas besides in the airport. But I got invited to Texas previously, but I got ghosted. But God says, Lendaria, I want you to go do this on your own. He says, they didn't leave you. I made it so you can do it yourself. He says, I got a certain group of people that's about to come to you. He says, eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard what I'm about to do for you. He says, Lendaria, it's not dead. Pick it back up again. And I say the same thing to you. Pick it back up again. God says, where they put a period, it's just a comma. God says, where they put a period, he says, it's just a comma. He says, pick it back up again. And while they out there laughing, talk about your little dream ain't no dream. And while they out there laughing, talk about you dead, that situation dead. God is saying, don't you know I resurrect? Don't you know I'm the God of resurrection? Don't you know all it takes is 3 days for me to have you rise? It's funny because 3 people went in with Jesus. On the 3rd day, Jesus rose. 3 people went in, but they ain't had no faith. Jesus said, all y'all got to get up out of here. Whoever ain't in your life that ain't supporting you in your dreams, all of them got to get out the door. All of them got to get out the door. Every last one of them got to get out the door. If they sleeping on you, let them sleep. As I made the video earlier, stop announcing your silence. Disappear. And you come back and you show them what God has done. I was talking to a pastor today. I love her so much. And I was really down and I was in my head and I was like, you know, God, I've helped so many people. I've used my platform for so many ministers and pastors and prophets, only for them to ghost me, only for them to get what they want and never call me again and make snide comments and all these things, you know, after they get what they want from me. And I was telling her, I was venting all these things. And she says, Lendaria, I don't worry about jealousy anymore. She said, I used to be sad about it. She says, now I ask God to give me more so they can be jealous of. She said, I ask God to give them more so they can be jealous of that. And I sat back, I said, well, all right, God. Well, all right, God. I ain't never put it that way. I was in my woe is me. And she said, what you mean? What you mean? Don't you know God about to do something? Don't you know God about to do something? When I tell you, not everybody gonna see your dream. Not everybody gonna see your vision. And some people there just to get the crumbs. But God is saying, I don't have a crumb miracle for you. He says, I'm coming to do exceedingly. That's what you don't understand. See, they believe for the drizzle. He says, I'm giving you the whole thing. So I want to come over here to where he gave me. He gave me Psalms. I know I wrote it down. Psalms 34:8. He gave me Psalms 34:8 after I got the phone with her. And I sat with it. If you know what Psalms 34:8 is, it's one of my favorite ones. It says, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed who is the man that takes refuge in him. God is saying, you are about to taste and see how good I am. You are about to taste and see how good I am. It's about to start flowing out. It's about to start flowing out. I don't know what you've been waiting on, but God is saying, consider it done. Consider it done. Ain't no nothing. God says, put an exclamation point on it. Put a stamp on it. God is saying, consider it done. You don't even know who you are. And I believe that's the beauty in it. The fact that you don't know who you are. That means you're pliable. That means you're moldable. God can do what he needs to do to you. He can put you back on the potter's wheel because you don't even know who you are. You think you just falling. God says, whole time you falling right into me. He says, I need you where you at right now. He says, where you're weak, I'm strong. He says, I know that you're drained. He says, I know that you've been doing it by yourself. He says, I know. But I got a meal for you. I got a meal for you. I got a meal. I want to give you what he's giving me right now, and he's telling me to read it, although I know it by heart, but I want you to get it how he's about to give it to you, because I don't want to miss nothing in this season, nothing. Let me get to it. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know my Bible, little pieces now. Don't do me. Psalms 23:5. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall dwell with me all the days of my life. God is saying that I prepared the table. And everybody outside talking about it's dead. Everybody outside that looked at you like you crazy. Everybody inside the house thinking you crazy. Everybody mocking you. Everybody saying it's not going to happen. God is saying I prepare a table. I prepare a table. Let them count you out. Let them think it's dead. Let them. Jesus didn't go out there and convince them. As Jesus was walking up, he seen that they didn't believe. He seen. You think he stopped them? And he didn't. You thought he was out there protesting? What y'all doing out here? What y'all crying out here for? What y'all wailing for out here? She ain't dead. She just sleeping. What y'all doing? Jesus said, James, John, Paul, y'all come in here. Y'all come in here. Come on in here. Oh, y'all don't believe either? Go on back out there. I don't got time to explain to y'all. I don't got time to explain to y'all. I am doing miracles right now. I am doing miracles right now, and I don't need no doubters. What did I tell you, Jairus? Do you believe like I told you? You know he ain't put Jairus and the mama out. You know he didn't put Jairus and the mama out. They were still in there because he gave them specific instructions. No, he gave the head of the household specific instructions. She was still there with the baby. He gave the father the instructions. Do not be afraid and to believe. Do not be afraid and to believe, to have faith. That's it. JR has walked in there, saw his baby, and you know a father with his little girl, I know he wanted to hit the floor. But he heard the words of Jesus sitting with him. Do not be afraid and have faith. Do not be afraid and have faith. I don't know who I'm talking to. I know these dreams are big. These dreams are bigger than you. Do not be afraid of it and have faith. I know you might not have the funding. I know you might not even have the business plan. You might just have the idea and you don't know where your help gonna come from. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Amen. Here comes the dreamers. Don't play with me, y'all. Come on, Texas. Here come the dreamers. I'm telling y'all. Do not be afraid. You got to have faith. You got to have faith. No matter what you're looking at. No matter when you're looking at something and it looks dead. Dogs play dead. It's a funny thing because goats play dead. They'll fall out. Act like they dead. And honestly, you might think they are. Until they wake up and they show you that they've been alive this whole time. They was just faking for a second to let the adversaries pass by. God is saying, I had to let the adversaries pass by. He says, I had to walk past the adversaries to get into the place to bless the little girl. He says, let them tell her she's dead so they wouldn't worry. See, the death of the little girl was a distraction. She had to be dead in their eyes so Jesus can get in there because they probably would have still been trying to steal blessings. Make no mistake about it. Everything got a plan. They probably walked up in there. If she was alive, they probably would have been swarming him. Well, she's sick in there. Jesus, can you heal this? Jesus, I'm a leper. Jesus, can you do this? They had to be distracted for a second. They had to be distracted for a second. Out there crying and wailing. Jesus snuck right up in there. And then the other ones, they was not even believing. So they had to get put out with the other distractions. Go on out there and heal some sick people or something. Now, Jesus said, now y'all got my opportune attention. Don't you know Jesus want to get along with you? So it had to look like you was dead in this season. It had to look like you was in a desolate season. It had to look like nothing was working out. So everybody can just walk away from you. And now you got the people that's really going to be rocking with you, her mama and her daddy. The people that bought her in this world. They had to bring the real ones with her. Because the whole family was outside mourning her. But the mama and the daddy had that faith in them. Her riders was in there with her. There's times in life where you're going to see who really for you and who against you. When you down on your luck and when you dead broke or when you facing your deathbed. That's when you go know who for you. You go know who really for you. Not the people that's going to be on the flyers when you dead. Oh, I knew such and such back in 2020. We used to be good friends, posted screenshots of the conversations. Not them people. But the people that's going to be in the hospital room with you on your deathbed. The people that's going to be wiping your behind when you can't wipe your behind. Them kind. I remember when I had my second child. And I had to go in that night because I knew that he was coming. And they kept trying to tell me he wasn't. But I know my body. You can't tell me nothing. He wasn't moving. It was cold. My bed was cold. I told him I'm not leaving this hospital until you deliver my baby. It was almost midnight. I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I drove myself. They put me there. Lo and behold, my baby was coming. My baby was coming. I was by myself. I delivered my baby by myself. My mama had to work. My stepdaddy had to work. Everybody was at work. Nobody was around but myself. My brother got off early. And my brother came in and I could barely get up. I could barely wipe myself. My brother came in, took me to the bathroom, helped me out, do everything. But I couldn't get a hold of nobody. My immediate family came up, but I couldn't get a hold of nobody that said they were going to be there. Everybody was like, oh, girl, when you have your baby. Nobody was there but my immediate family. I got 5 brothers and sisters. They were there. That was there. But nobody else was there. They all said they were. Now, when I posted my photos and all this stuff, people was like, da, 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 da. But nobody was there. Nobody. Be careful when all these people be saying they going this, and that, and they not. When you in hard times, that's when you gonna see. She was at a hard time. She was literally on her deathbed. And the family was outside. But the real family was inside, praying and believing and sitting with Jesus with her. Giving her all the faith that they had. Giving her every last bit of love that they can give her. Those are the people that need to be with you in this season. God is saying, I had to let the death happen in your life so you can see the real. Now make no mistake about who in your corner. Make no mistake about who's in your corner. Now you can see clearly. The distractions had to come so the resurrection can begin. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. When I tell y'all, it's about to go down. God is saying that you are about to see his goodness, and you are about to feel his glory, and he's about to feed you. It's time to eat. July is about to show up and show out. You might not have seen it yet, but God is saying, I already did it in the supernatural. I already did it. So if you start seeing some deposits, if you start seeing some things, I'm telling you, God is saying, I already did it. I got a freaking unexpected check that they owed me from back in the day when they told me they weren't going to give it to me. But let me tell you something. When God says yours, it's yours. She vowed she wouldn't give it to me, and God says, I bet you she will. I bet you she will. God is saying, let them say what they're going to do, and I'm going to show them what I'm going to do. He said to me, they're saying all these people he said they don't have no reverence for me no more. They don't have no fear of me anymore. He said they don't have no fear of putting their mouth on my anointed, on my children, on my chosen. He said they ain't got no reverence no more. He says, but I'm about to show them what happens when you touch my anointed, when you do my prophet's horn, when you come after my chosen. He said, I'm about to show them now. I'm about to show them on top of your elevation. On top of your elevation. We're in the world that they don't care about talking about somebody, honey. Ooh, you see how they bring it, boy, keep Lee down, baby. You see what they doing. 1 minute they for you, the next minute they against you. God is saying, I'm going to put some people in your life that's always going to be for you. I'm going to always be for you. And see, if man builds it, man can tear it down. But if God build it, nobody can tear it down. Nobody. Let God build you. It might be a slower process, but it's a true refining process. God is saying, I have to weed people out because I got to get all the yes men out. I got to get all the betrayers out. I got to get all the traitors out. I got to get them out your camp. I got to get them out your camp. Slow and steady still wins the race. I'm getting ready to get off. But just know that you are about to eat. I leave it off as I came. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. I pray that this message was a blessing for you guys. I pray that it made sense for you guys. I'm not going to be too long because I just got off work and I'm tired. But know that after she was dead, God said, give her something to eat. And I want you to know that after everything you've been through, God is about to send someone to give you something to eat. He's about to send someone to give you something to eat. Are you hungry? I know I'm hungry, God. After everything I've been through, I can eat, honey. Oh, I forgot the one saying that he told me. Because in the South, we say, I'm so hungry that my stomach touching my back. He says, that's what I'm about to feed. He says, I'm about to feed that stomach touching back. He says, I'm about to feed the starvation. I'm about to feed the famished. He says, I'm going to have so much food on there that you ain't going to ever have to worry about food no more. God said, I already did it. He said, I already did it. I already did it. It is done. Some people finna be mad. Some people finna be mad. They mad that you the one that God chose. He mad that people are gonna travel everywhere to come see you because the anointing that you have is rare. And he said they mad. They can stay mad. It ain't gonna stop nothing. They can try to beat you to the punch. But God is saying nobody can steal no anointing. Nobody can steal nothing. It's already done. You've already been crowned in the kingdom. You've already been crowned in the kingdom. Now you sit back and watch what God does. Now you let them other people be. Let a fool be a fool in their own eyes. And you rise above. You rise above. Because you're about to eat. I don't know who hungry, but you're about to eat. And I don't know who have been not having an appetite lately for regular food. That's because God is saying, I'm getting ready to change the way you eat. I'm talking about you hungry, but you like, I don't want this. I don't want this. Like, ain't nothing else to eat. Ain't nothing else here. You walk around, you got food in the house, you going by these stores, you're like, I don't want this. That's because God has something else for you. God has changed your appetite. God is changing the tables you're about to sit at. He's about to put you in fine dining. You're not finna just eat your regular little soul food no more. Soul food was good for slaves when they were slaves. And baby, I love me some good soul food. But God is saying, I'm about to take you to some places of elegance. You finna have all these forks on the table and you need to study which one. You're about to have great food. You don't have to take the slops no more. That's why that food don't look appetizing to you no more. That's why it don't look appetizing to you no more. And everybody trying to fix you your favorite food. You like, I don't want no macaroni right now. And I love me some good macaroni. But God is saying, I know you like that then. But I'm going to show you the new you now. I'm about to show you a whole new place. You're about to eat from different ethnicities. You're about to have different food, different cuisines. You're about to travel. You're about to have different taste buds for different things that only certain countries have. We got certain fruits here in America. Florida, we got all kinds. So we different. Florida just different. But everywhere else, y'all got apple, oranges, bananas, like grapefruit, stuff like that. Y'all got the basic fruits. But God is saying, I'm about to give you a tropical fruit taste. Something that don't grow in your land. God says, I'm about to give you something that only certain countries have. That's what I'm about to give you. You're about to be tasting for something, some jackfruit over there in Jamaica. You ain't never had a jackfruit. Now you trying to get your passport together so you can go taste some jackfruit over there. He said, I'm about to change everything about you. The only thing we ain't eating is no beans and toast. Y'all got that. Y'all got that. But we about to eat some big things. We're about to eat some big things. Somebody about to have some chamoy and some tahini with some mangoes and stuff. He's changing it all. He's changing it all. I'm telling you, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Think it not strange that you're not able to eat certain things. Think it not strange. Oh yeah, they can have the beans and toast. I'm telling you, I don't want that. I don't want none of their food over there. I don't want the fish and chips. I don't want none of that. Listen. But think it not strange what God is about to do. Yeah, sour sop and yellow watermelon, all that exotic. Think it not strange. Yeah, I don't feel like eating meat either. God's doing something. I'm telling you. He's doing a major shift. And don't let it pass you by. All right. I'm off for real. Have a great night. Yeah, have a great night. And just know that God is about to do something that he's never done before. What do you?
Daddy's car outside, but I don't see his car.
Your daddy? He probably on his scooter. All right, you guys. Have a great night. I love you. And get ready to eat. I'm ready to eat. Here comes the dreamer. Let's go.